Hi everybody, I'm Hamo for Spirit of Metal, and we're here in Glendale, California with Ted and Dave from Yidhra. How are you guys tonight?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Good.
Okay. Okay, so I want to ask, first question is kind of a generic question, but I think I have to start with that.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you guys, you have this band since 2008, and you guys are from here. How did it all start?
That would be him.
Well, from the very beginning,
Yes.
or should I just do sort of convention? Okay, I started the band with this other guy, Grant, and we were only together for a real short time. He got in a really bad car accident and became paralyzed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So there was going to be a benefit show for him, actually here, it was at this place. And so me and Ted have known each other for a long time. We've been in other bands together and stuff. And so, hey, stand in for us on vocals for this benefit. And then, you know, if you feel like you want to be in the band after that, cool.
Oh, nice.
And that's pretty much what happened.
Okay. Okay, and okay, so when you start the band, you started the band. I know every musician would say it's a combination of both, but I wanted to ask you guys, when you started this project, was it more because you wanted to fulfill some kind of more of a musician side, that you wanted to express yourself through music, or it was more a sentimental side, like I want to express feelings and give a certain message to people out there? What motivated you to start the Yidhra?
Just needing to play.
More musician side.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's always going to be like an emotional sort of connection to it, because, you know, it's got to come from someplace.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of an angry guy. So there it drives, you know, the tone of the music and stuff. So, you know.
Okay. And you guys released Hexed back in 2013.
Right.
Yeah. And this album was very well reviewed and all that. My question is, when you recorded that album, what was the general feeling when you were recording it? If you could describe it in one or two words, what was the general like souvenir that you have when recording it?
Well, pretty excited because of the guy that was recording it for us. It has a major history with metal.
Okay.
And so he was kind of somebody that we looked up to. And for him to be interested and involved was pretty freaking cool.
And finally, because we've been playing these songs, we really wanted to get them out to people, and getting in there with somebody as talented as Bill Metoyer, and then putting him down, and then hearing what he captured out of it, we're like, finally, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we really wanted to do. And then when Stone Stallion came to us and said we want to put it on vinyl, we're like, fuck yes, let's do this.
Yeah. Because it was cool too with Bill, because he just let us be us and just play.
Okay, nice.
It was just that straightforward and simple.
Okay, that's awesome. And about the vinyl, you guys, like, it completely sold out. Is this something that you're at least the golden version and all that?
Well, actually what happened is it's a gold vinyl record. There was only 333. What sold out was the allotment that we received from the label domestically.
Okay.
So in Germany, they still have some.
Oh, okay.
So we sold out of ours, and then that was the end of that, and then we were directing people to buy it from them. Since then, they sent us another batch.
Oh, they did. Okay.
So we have like 30 more or whatever. We don't really know how many they have.
Okay.
But you know, that's what we sold out of. So that it seems a little like, you know, misleading, but we basically were saying we've sold out of our copies.
Okay.
There's no more domestically. You have to buy them from Germany. But people like to buy them from us, so that's what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, but they're still cool. You guys completely sold out at least here. So does that mean most of your public is in US and buying directly from you?
Actually, no. Believe it or not, we've sold most of our copies overseas. So they're not buying them from Germany. The people from overseas, all of Europe, are buying them from us.
Oh, nice.
And then we're having to ship them back overseas, which is cool. You know, we love it. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get over there to play soon. That's what we need to do.
Actually, that's what I was going to ask. You guys play here once in a while, but are you planning to go?
Yeah, that's the plan. It's just a matter of getting with the right agent or the right people to make sure we put together a tour, because it has to make sense. We can't go over there for like one show and stuff, and we all have like lives and families we have to like make sure they're taken care of. But we're fighting for it. We want to get over there and actually get more places in the United States too. We've only really been able to go up the West Coast.
Okay, so talk about this. The fact that you play more on this side of the world and then you want to tour somewhere else. Is this been something you take more of as something you do outside of your work, of something you just for passion, or is this something you still hope to bring to a path that will lead you to a life that will only be based on that?
I honestly think we're just sort of taking it like one day at a time, but as things come to us.
Yeah.
Obviously, if good things come our way and we're able to do it, we're going to do it. But if it means we get stuck here, then we have to deal with it. It's just the reality of it. We want things to expand, but like you said, work and families and stuff like that. Some things take precedence, but there's still a definite passion to play.
Yeah, absolutely. We have what we're doing to pay our bills. If this paid our bills, we wouldn't complain. We would not complain. This is what we want to do.
Okay, and talk about, like you said, you just mentioned you're pretty angry, and I think that reflects a little bit in your lyrics.
Well, he writes all the lyrics.
Yeah. So, but still, they're very. They talk about my interpretation about humanity and mankind, about even religion. And is this a way also of sending some kind of message to people out there, or is just doing that only because for you?
Well, I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. I am sort of through the lyrics and through what we do as an art form, projecting my personal feelings. Some of what I write, we all share those ideas, but not all of them. It's sort of like they each speak through their instruments, and I get to speak words lyrically through it. But like I said, some of the stuff that I write about is not 100% what the entire band believes, but it's stuff that I feel really strongly about, and the attitudes pretty much are universal for us. But so I guess to answer your question, I'm speaking for myself, but a happenstance is I'm speaking a lot of times for the band as well, and just it's not all rainbows and unicorns, so the reality is it's just my perspective of what's going on.
Okay, so maybe we'll be a little political or talk about what's going on. This week we just had that terrorist attack, attacking basically, or at least it was interpreted as attacking the right of speech. And in metal, I think that we are privileged that we are kind of under the radar, and a lot of bands say a lot of things about religion, and nobody really retaliates, at least not to that extent. Do you think that this type of attack is also going to make musicians in metal kind of a lot angrier and try to speak a little louder about this subject?
I think there'll be, because it's a hot topic, I think lots of people will start talking about it more maybe, or it'll be more prevalent, or more people will listen. Because these topics, freedom of speech, freedoms in general, injustice, all that stuff, they've been covered by metal, they've been covered by punk rock, and all kinds of different styles of music forever. But I think that because of the prevalence of the internet, and that we're more connected visually and everything, that more people, like the general public who used to be asleep, they're waking up a little bit more. And especially around here, there's been a lot, in the States initially, there's been a lot more rage against the police and how police brutality and what's going on and how they're getting away with actually killing people. But ever since I was 13 and playing in punk rock bands and writing lyrics, we've been screaming about it, about how these guys are getting away with stuff, but we don't generalize saying like all this religion, all the police, all everybody are any one way. We're just saying, look, people got to pay attention, and I think that there'll be a lot more of that, and it's great. It's good. People need to stand up for that.
Yeah. So how did it affect you guys, like, as artists, having something like this happening? If anybody threatened you one day, have you ever thought about what would happen and how you would react?
I've never really thought about it, to be quite honest with you, and I don't think I would even think about it until it happened. Maybe because we're so far removed from it, actually.
Yeah.
So I think we live in a place where it's right now it's nothing that's confrontational. I mean, other than the cops.
Yeah.
You know, but again, we've dealt with the cops for
Decades.
Yeah.
You know, so we're old enough to know when to like back down and not do anything stupid to get fucked up by the cops.
Okay, and but like I mentioned, I think metal, like even like punk rock and all that, it is a little bit under the radar of general society, as we say, more we're not like a mainstream. Do you think that's like actually a good thing because then we can have that liberty of saying more, or is it bad?
I don't think it's either good or bad. I think that I don't think that anybody that is worth their salt and meaning behind what they're saying wants to be like, oh, if they're going to speak out, they want to be heard.
Yeah.
So if they're like going, oh yeah, I'm going to speak out and I'm going to be all, anti-religion and anti the police or whatever because nobody knows what I'm saying, they're idiots. Like, I really say what's on my mind. If I have to start being taken to task for what I'm saying, I'm willing to back up what I'm saying because I believe in what it is. So, mind you, somebody wants to hold a gun to my head about something that I say, that'll suck. But it's entirely possible in this day and age. People are nuts. I mean, Dimebag got shot for no good reason. John Lennon got shot for no good reason. There's crazy people out there, and that's pretty much what the deal is. Like, people are rallying against, oh, it's the nation of Muslims, it's this and that and the other thing. I mean, basically, ultimately, it's crazy fucking people. That when you break it down, you can't say all these people are that crazy because of this doctrine or whatever, because there's plenty of people that don't believe that. And there's no filter for crazy. You can't pick out crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the problem that we do. That's why most of my lyrics are generalized about humanity in general. Because humanity is doomed because of the crazy people.
Yeah, if you feel a certain way about something, why should you have to censor yourself? If you feel like you need to say something about it, just say it.
Okay. So, like going back to the band now, we deviate a little more political subject. So you guys released an album in 2013. Are you working on something new? Are you thinking about recording anything anytime soon now?
We just recently did record 4 more songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we're kind of trying to figure out what to do with it. We have some interest in maybe putting out like a 10-inch or something, maybe.
Yeah, 10-inch EP we're looking at.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of finding something to do with funding, basically funding.
Okay.
Or finding a label that's interested enough, and that we get along with it, that we'll put it out and then we'll go on it. But we have like another album and a half worth of material that we're working on, so we're ready to go.
I just want to ask like kind of a wrap-up question.
Okay.
So the plan for this year, any specific thing besides trying to release those songs and touring, maybe?
Like, kind of ties in what we said earlier. Yeah, if it all works out, totally.
Nothing set in stone, but the goal is what we're working on is touring, getting on some other shows, reaching some other areas, hopefully overseas, and releasing more material.
Okay. And last question, if you have any messages for the Spirit of Metal viewers.
Keep it heavy.
Yeah, keep it
and
heavy.
loud.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.